Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Earthbound. Well, gee, it's been quite a while since I last recorded here, and so in the last part we were starting to explore around the awesome dungeon that is Dungeon Man. Now, an interesting thing happened. First, I started off by storing some items with the Escargot Express, and of course I had to fight some enemies on my way back. And because my inventory was full, that's why I wanted to use the Escargot Express. But when I went back, I healed on the good night bench that we encountered before, and now all of a sudden Luigi, for whatever reason, is fixing his broken bazooka, even though he didn't really gain any IQ points, as far as I recall, since the last time we were here. Although maybe he did and I don't remember, otherwise this game is highly inconsistent. But let's see what this broken bazooka becomes! It's the Heavy Bazooka! Yay! The Heavy Bazooka is a really awesome item for Luigi to have. I'm so excited that he actually has this right now. I'll actually have to explain what this item does once we get a battle to occur. If we can get a battle to occur. While I was taking a rest for the good night bench, actually I got some presents to attack me, so maybe if we walk around some more, we'll get more enemies to attack us as well. I'm not seeing any more enemies. Great. Just as I want enemies to appear, none are appearing. This is not good, right? Maybe they respawn after you re-enter and re-exit and re-enter Dungeon Man or something. But anyway, let's go wander around Dungeon Man some more. Let's read these awesome signs. Some of these signs are actually pretty hilarious. My statistics show about 70- Oh yes, I already read that sign. But of course, we were the other 30% who decided to go to the left first, where the good night bench was and where the hospital was. Keep this board in mind. Keep this board in mind. Wow, this game just puts a lot of really quirky things into it. That's what I really love about it. And you've already heard me say that a bazillion times in this Let's Play. Even though you can't get up there now, you might be able to later. Oh, you're referring to this ledge here where this present is? Well, gee, you're delaying our expectations. We don't even get to see what the present is until later on. Your first goal is to reach the 4 ropes. Okay, so that's the interesting thing about this dungeon is it's sort of a puzzle. There are these 4 ropes that we had to find, and each of them lead up to the next level of the dungeon, herp-a-derp-derp. But actually, that's one thing I really like about this dungeon, is that it's not really that difficult, yet it's really interesting. Place an item at the dead end. You're free to take it whenever you want. Okay, what's in this present? Let's see what this is. A Molokea soup, however you pronounce that. It's a food item that restores health, yeah. But anyway, that's one thing I really like about this dungeon, is that it's not really that difficult, but it's interesting. But it's interesting nevertheless. It's just really quirky, and I just love it. The music back here that is literally taken from voice clips, that is just genius right there. I mean, I like this dungeon for a lot of the same reasons that I like Super Mario Galaxy, and that is not that difficult, but really spectacular all the same. But anyway, let's see what this sign says. You have a long way to go. Getting some rest and relaxation may save you. Oh, this is another good night bench, I bet. But first, let's see what's up off to the right, because I feel like going in a random direction. While you explore the dungeon, why don't you make a pit stop? A pit stop? What is this, a restroom? I wonder why I'm in this restroom right here. Just who am I? What is life all about? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I make you nervous? I'm not dangerous. Don't worry. Are you in the bathroom having an epiphany? Now, I read this thing on the internet once where that were the effects of, there was something about the effects of all these certain drugs. Like while you're on a certain drug, what will you do when you're near a TV, when you're near a phone, when you're in a bathroom? But anyway, there was this one column that described marijuana, and in its section under bathroom, it said, in the restroom, you will have an epiphany. Okay, am I to conclude then that guy in the restroom was stoned? I don't know. This is a useful item. There's a useful item at the dead end after you make quite a long walk. Thank you for stating the obvious, Mr. Yellow Brick Road. That's what I bet Mr. Brick Road's first name is Yellow, right? And look, we're picking up all these useful items here, so why? So it's kind of, oh, here we have more enemies. Let me demonstrate the broken bazooka, provided the enemies won't run away from us. So here we get the scalding coffee cup, a mystical record, and a worthless protoplasm. Not really difficult enemies. I fought these same enemies off screen just a while ago, and all of them were basically able to be one-shotted by Mario. But I'm gonna have Mario defeat the scalding coffee cup, I guess. Peach can bash it as well. But I want to have Luigi demonstrate the heavy bazooka. The heavy bazooka is awesome. I'm gonna have him demonstrate that on the mystical record. Oh no, scalding hot espresso! Ah, that hurt. Why did that not do much damage to Luigi? That is weird. Well, you see, that did a lot of damage. That actually does a lot more damage than a normal physical attack does. Than a normal physical attack does. Why am I not talking right? Maybe it's because it's 11:30 p.m. at the time that I'm recording. But I just really wanted to record stuff for this Let's Play. But a really neat thing about the heavy bazooka is that it can actually hit multiple foes. It actually hits all it hits the foe that you directed it at and the foes that are next to it. So I probably should have had Luigi aim for the middle enemy. But oh well, I guess it's too late for that now when I already went this way, didn't I? Why am I going that way when I already went that way? Let's go up here. What's up? What's up? What's up? That is kind of interesting how they recorded a voice clip of somebody saying, "What's up?" Ah. Wow, Luigi, wow, you just one-shotted both a mystical record and a worthless protoplasm with your heavy bazooka. That is just awesome. And as your reward, you got a cup of coffee, but I'm going to discard that because that does not really help a lot. What's this? Oh, it's a present. I thought that was an enemy for a second, and it's $5. Okay. Items that are easy to get to are usually disappointing. Seriously, there's a lot of fridge logic in this game. There's so much brilliance. There's so many witty things that are said in this dungeon in the form of these signs. This place is just so full of interesting quirkiness that it's just awesome like that. And we got a snake inside a present, and I'm just gonna use that snake in the next battle because I want to get rid of some stuff. Yeah, I had Luigi get rid of that snake that he just used, and I just made a save state because for a second I thought the game was gonna freeze. Don't be a slacker. If you work hard, you'll get good stuff. That is true of any video game. I couldn't agree more with the opinion of the left billboard. Seriously. Oh my gosh. There's a super plush bear. Yay, we got a teddy bear. That means we get to be protected from all the useless attacks that all the enemies in this dungeon fire. Yeah, what an inappropriate time to get a teddy bear. Ah. Now that was kind of weird. That mystical record just attacked on its own accord. It didn't even bother pairing up with this enemy, which we just snuck up on from behind and defeated for some free experience. Okay, this dungeon gets just weirder and weirder with every step, but in truth, that is why I love it. Let's go through the What's Up dungeon. It's kind of interesting how they apparently used voice clips of one of the game directors saying "What's up." And that is not really revealed now, but I think it is reflected in the credits of this game. And once the credits come along, I'll actually point that out. I built a bulletin board without a message. It does have a message. The message is, I built a bulletin board without a message. Oh, whoever designed the messages on these billboards, it may have been Shigesato Itoi, it may have been one of the other main game developers, but whoever came up with this, oh my gosh, that was just brilliant. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna marvel at how brilliant everything in this dungeon is. The grass is always greener on the other rope. I wonder why that is. Okay, that billboard doesn't make any sense, because ropes do not have green grass on them. Do all these signs say the same thing? All the signs say the same thing. Well, gee, Brick Road, that is not a really clever design on your part, making all these signs say the same thing. Gee, I wonder if signs can be run through a copier machine, just like any other normal piece of paper can. That would be kind of weird if that were true. Anyway, I forgot which direction I'm supposed to be going, so I'm just going in a random direction here. This is the second floor of my body. I just find it awesome that somebody as crazy as Brick Road was able to use Dr. Anzana's technology to fuse with one of his dungeons. What's a dungeon? That is my eternal question. You mean you don't even know what you're working on? Brick Road, you've spent your entire life doing research essentially into dungeons. Well, not doing research into them, that's Dr. Andonuts' job. But this dungeon flash photography is prohibited. What is this, a museum? And a museum flash photography is also prohibited. Well, actually, this dungeon is a lot like a museum, as you'll see, especially on the third floor of the Dungeon Man's body. You were starting right around my belly button, seriously. Yeah, but one of the rooms in this dungeon actually has a very museum-like feel to it. The music is one of my greatest accomplishments. Is that you saying what's up in the background? That's what's up, right? There's an item at the dead end, but I have been known to be wrong occasionally. Sorry! Instead, we get a very witty message in the form of a sign. I guess signs will almost function the same way as presents do in this part. It smells like flowers here. If you can't smell it, your nose must be stuffy. Oh, okay. That is good to know, although there aren't really any flowers around here. Do you mean that there is perfume sprayed here? What's this enemy? It doesn't look like a present, so... Oh, it's a lesser Mook. What's a lesser Mook doing here? I didn't know aliens appear in this dungeon. I don't think I've ever gotten these enemies to appear here. Oh, great, it knows PK freeze. That is not... Oh, oh yeah, that's right. I completely forgot about the teddy bear that we have with us, and it'll absorb all status problems and sigh. That is just awesome how we have those teddy bear with us. That'll actually help, and I should really life up Peach before she takes any more damage from any more lesser Mooks. Because I think lesser Mooks can cause diamondization, so I really gotta be careful about that. Here's another one, and we snuck up on it from behind. And, okay, I guess that is another free experience enemy. Oh, that's the flowers thing. Yeah, so I guess Dungeon Man I guess Brick Road must have just sprayed perfume somewhere in here or something. I don't know. Or maybe if this is supposed to be the location of his stomach or something, then maybe he ate some flowers. I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing at things here. Oh, great. I gotta drop something at some point. I'll have Mario eat a double burger just because I don't know what else. Just because I don't know what else to do, and instead we get a pizza. Let's have Luigi eat the pizza just to free up inventory space. Ah, inventories are so confusing in this game. So where are we supposed to go now? First we have a present. And it's a sudden guts pill, which is going to be pretty much useless. I practically never use those, so I will drop it. Dungeon exploration is tough, but it's also fun. I couldn't agree with you more. That is entirely why I like a lot of the Legend of Zelda games, because a lot of them focus on dungeons, and I was just there, and there's a magic butterfly. That's kind of interesting. Even though we didn't use any Sai, I don't think. I guess we could always use one of those, right? And here's another Lesser Mook, I bet. Lesser Mook, you officially fail at Sai. You tried to use PK Freeze Beta on Peach and only did 15 damage to her. 15! And that was PK Freeze Beta. Oh, those Lesser Mooks are pathetic right now. There are lots of monsters up there, but don't stress out. Okay, well, we'll get to that later. First, let's, okay, then not climb down that rope, because that just takes us to where we were before. What's this present? It's a Sai Caramel. That'll be useful. It's funny, because there was this line, I think in Mother 3, and I'm gonna get rid of something. What am I gonna get rid of? I hate having only 3 people in the party, one of who was Luigi, because I have to end up dropping all this stuff. I don't know, well, drop a double burger, I guess. That's all I could think to drop, I guess. What was I saying again? I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I guess I might as well go up to the 3rd floor now. But this is precisely what I mean about... I don't want to go back down the rope. Let's see if the signs will explain anything. This is the 3rd floor of my body. Well, that didn't explain anything. That just said that this is the 3rd floor. Mad Duck. They could be a nice pet if they stay far away. So yes, this part of the dungeon is a museum. Remember how I said earlier that part of the dungeon was like a museum? This is precisely why. This part of the dungeon is actually more like a zoo, because we have all these enemies that are in enclosed spaces where they can't fight us. Instead, they function kind of like an enemy zoo. That is just kind of interesting. And here we have a gruff goat, I think that's what it is. Yeah, those are the enemies that Luigi fought when he was in Winters. right after he broke out of the Snowwood boarding school. Because that's what happens when you don't go to school, you get punished by all these really angry goats. And these are slimy little piles who have bad habits of burping, and they look like barf. Yeah. And here's a wet towel, which I'm also going to drop, because all that does is cure sunstroke, which we can easily do with Healing Alpha. And we need to conserve inventory space anyway. I didn't want to recover health. We didn't even take much damage, but whatever, I guess a rest is always good, right? Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. before I went up to this floor. There was this line in Mother 3 that said something about where I think Thomas, the firefighter from Chapter 1, basically said that, mentioned an item, I think he gave, I think Flint or something got a stick, and Thomas was saying that he better equip it, otherwise it'll be as useless as a caramel. And I remember I did a Let's Play of that game, and I was saying, caramels are useful. And this is basically why caramels are useful. They restore PP. Good job, you finally made it. There is a board upstairs that says that. Okay. And here is an unlabeled exhibit of UFOs, I guess. Unless those UFOs are actually enemies and we have to fall down that hole eventually. But let's see what's up here, shall we? Another sign. Good job, you finally made it. Oh yeah, that was the sign that the previous sign down below mentioned. This dungeon is just full of just really quirky moments, and I'm making another save state. It's a face. I see a face. Uh-oh. Am I seeing things? I'm seeing a face. That face is mine. Feel free to talk to it. Yeah, this is Brick Road's face right here. Apparently the rest of this dungeon is his body, but here is his face. Welcome! Long time no see! Mr. Luigi, we met in Winters a long time ago. I'm Brick Road. Dr. Antonut's finally made me Dungeon Man. Oh, one thing about Dr. Antonut's I might as well mention really quickly is that in this fanfic that I wrote, I actually surmised that Dr. Antonut's first name is Coffee. So, Coffee and Donuts. Coffee and Donuts. Yeah, get it? Well, anyway, Dr. Antonut's finally made me Dungeon Man. If you want, I'll come with you guys for a while. The return hole is over there. Jump in that hole and then walk out. Oh yeah, so something really awesome is about to happen. As soon as we leave this dungeon, Dungeon Man will be in our party. That is just how awesome he'll be. He'll actually follow us around. And what is this, a return hole? Return hole, jump in with all your courage. Yep, that is it. So once we exit this dungeon, Dungeon Man will follow us around and basically stomp on any enemies we come into contact to. What's this hole? Goodbye, exit. Someday you should enter with courage. That is a hole we're not supposed to fall into yet because the plot does not allow it yet. But for now, let's fall into this hole, I guess. But yes, this is basically just a fun little dungeon with quirky little signs and an enemy zoo and good night benches all over the place. It's the easiest dungeon in the game, but also the most fun. What's in this present? It's an IQ capsule, and Peach took it. Luigi should be the one who uses it. I thought I'm gonna use it on Luigi right now, even though he just got his most important item in the game. Why not? Just in case he might have something else he might need to fix later on. And this is where the exit is, so we are out of this dungeon already. That did not take long at all, but first let's save our game for the heck of it, just because I don't know when we're going to come across another phone. Let's call our overly talkative dad, ask him how much money we have in our bank account, which is like a fortune, mash the A button so that we can get through this quickly, and continue with the awesomeness that is this game. What's and we get attacked by a UFO right on our way out, and it's a beautiful UFO, which is the same form of the enemy that we encountered earlier. And the UFO is attacking our teddy bear. And that UFO was not hard to defeat at all. But once we exit this battle, watch this as soon as we get a Kraken soup, for whatever reason. Look at this! Dungeon Man is following along behind us! This is awesome! I think Dungeon Man could actually attack these enemies. Let's see if he'll do that. But first, let's attack this high-class UFO and this Marauder Octobot, most importantly, because that can steal stuff from us, if I'm not mistaken. Let's have Luigi use the heavy bazooka on it. Uh-oh, it's using a Psi shield, which is not really gonna matter because I'm not even using Psi on it. Yes, I was right, the heavy bazooka... Oh. Dungeon Man gave me a hug and the UFO could not move. It's as if every enemy in this game does not like the idea of hugs. Every enemy in this game does not like the idea of love. Yet, the main character does not use PK Love, he uses PK Rocket as his default favorite thing attack. Because by defaultness, his favorite thing is Rockin', which I guess is supposed to represent rock music or something. And in Mother 3, Lucas's favorite thing is, by default, is love. I don't know why that wasn't present in this game, as evidenced by what just happened, but whatever. And we're past 20 minutes, aren't we? I should be stopping this video soon. But anyway, thank you for watching so far. I showed you around the Dungeon Man in this episode, and after this, we'll see just how awesome Dungeon Man really is as he follows around behind us, and that totally didn't make sense. But yeah, I bet this teddy bear is gonna die soon, but yay, the high-class UFOs and such are finally destroyed. So I'll see you guys later in part 46, I guess this will be. And so I'll see you later.